Welcome back, everyone, to Allison in Wonderland. I'm your host, Allison. Do you hear a slight tap at the window? Or was that your imagination? Oh, wait, the power went out. Next thing you know, you're being broken into. I hope y'all are ready for some scary home invasion stories, because that is what today's video is all about. Now, let's get into the stories and defend our homes from home intruders. When the home burglar made himself at home. When I was about 4, we were broken into twice. The first time my grandfather and mom had been grocery shopping. We arrived home and unlocked the front door, and one of the bedroom doors up the passageway slammed shut from the change in air pressure. My grandfather must have sensed something was up, and ran up the hallway to the bathroom. The window was open, curtains swinging in the breeze, and nobody was to be found. They figured he must have been there long before they arrived home, as nothing in the house was touched or taken. The second time was 3 months later. My mom woke up to someone sitting on her bed with a knife in his hand at 3 a.m. Mom says she froze. She couldn't talk, couldn't move, was completely petrified, and she said that he was mumbling something, but couldn't make out what he was saying. The next door neighbor's dog barked, and he just stood up and walked out. She heard him open the sliding door, and a minute or so later, the line of light shining through the curtains from the street light was blacked out. She grabbed the phone and called my grandfather. All she said was there was someone in her house. He lived about 5 minutes away with her 3 younger teenage brothers. In less than 5 minutes, they pulled in the driveway and scattered to surround the house. All of them were barefoot, wearing only their underwear. Every single door was unlocked, and the back door was open. Nobody to be seen. Mom was a mess. There were big muddy footprints in the laundry room, underneath the laundry, underneath the little window she left open for the cat. It took a few days for all the weird things this creep had done to be discovered. He had shredded a black negligee that was in the laundry basket, fed the cat and poured her a bowl of milk, poured a whiskey out of the decanter in the living room, and added ice and Coke to it. Somehow had injected solder into the eggs in the fridge, ate the leftover roast meat out of the fridge, cut up some cantaloupe that was sitting on the bench, took a photo of the stovetop and another one of me sleeping on Mom's camera, and left it sitting next door to my bed, tipped salt into her shoes, and a knife out of her knife block was missing in the kitchen, and they never found it. Just really weird shit. The cops came, got plenty of fingerprints, but whoever it was didn't have a record. Eventually, a couple of years later, the consensus thought that it was an acquaintance of one of her brothers. It was a few whispers of conclusion through, he'd said X and Y to person A, who told person B, etc., and got it back to Mom's brother. He was eventually locked up on some sort of psychiatric hold for some other unrelated thing, and was never charged with the break-in. Messed my mom up for a lot of years. They're here for the money. I live in a joint family system. My house is at the top and has just finalized construction, and this is the night we moved in. I'm at the ground floor with my sister, 3 cousins, and their parents. We're all laughing and having fun watching TV when a masked guy with a gun walks in. Now I'm scared shitless because this is Pakistan, and I'm an in-closet atheist. So, I think he's come for me instead. Instead, he beats up my uncle and starts asking them for money and jewelry. They go out of the room to look while this one guy watches us. Everyone is quiet. We were all kids in here. Aside from that one guy laughing and making jokes, he's nice. The others, not so much. One comes in and says that they are from Afghanistan and that Pakistan has helped the US destroy their country. So, he is going to rob Pakistan. When we said that we obviously aren't from the government, he says the army did it. I froze. My dad, who's at the top floor, is in the army. He has been deployed at the Afghan border once. Nobody's children are on the same floor as the parents, and nobody knows what's going on. I think our floor is the only one, and when they take everyone's phone, I thank God my Nexus is in my room. My uncle comes back with the mean thief. They didn't find enough. Apparently someone told them that we had gold bricks hidden somewhere. This is where I start to calm down. They're here for the money, not me. He then tells the nice guy to shoot me to get them to talk. We managed to talk him out of it. Though then they take my eldest cousin and tell his parents if they don't cough up more, they're never going to see him again. After a bit more beating and searching, they decide to leave. My dad comes down after they have left to check on everyone. He's hurt pretty bad. Whoopee. My Nexus is also gone. Thankfully, they didn't touch my PS3 or 4. Everyone is safe, though they were about to take a hostage. Also, one of my cousins was apparently crying and begging the gunman not to kill him to the point where the thief had to reassure him they wouldn't. So yeah. Later, the police tells us one of them was killed in a showdown at another house when one of the neighbors called the police. My mother is also traumatized by the incident. A 3-day stakeout. This didn't happen to me, but it happened to one of my family friends. I'll call him Jake. Jake went to Thailand for a few weeks with his family. The whole family went on the vacation, including his brother, brother's girlfriend, and parents. Jake was in university at the time and had some assignments he had to finish, so he returned earlier than the rest of the family. When he got there, one of the cars was missing, and the house was turned inside out. They had opened all the vents, turned over all the furniture and rugs, emptied anything that could have something inside like drawers, pots, boxes, and all the valuables were gone. Jewelry, games, electronics, etc. He called the cops, and everyone else came back from their holiday immediately. Turns out his brother's girlfriend had made a post on Facebook about going away. Somehow someone saw it and decided they would take their car, scope out the place, and spend the next 3 days hanging out there and stealing all their shit. Jake's parents are lawyers, so he had access to some kind of record that helped him find out something to be able to find them on Facebook. I don't know, some sort of lawyer stuff, and actually found them. The guy posted a photo of him and his girlfriend. She was wearing one of Jake's mother's one-of-a-kind necklaces with their stolen car in the background. The cops said it was circumstantial. The neighbors noticed the dudes robbing the place on one of the days, got their stuff, and chased them away. But, still, the police did nothing. Turns out all the suspects they had were the same ones Jake had found, and they all had criminal records of robbery and assault and whatever else. Yet, still nothing was done. I can't remember what happened with their insurance exactly, and I don't think it covered anything. And not to mention all the cleaning they would have to do. Feeling violated. It happened when I was around 10 or so. At this time, my dad's job was pretty far away, so he would stay at his father's house during the week and only come home on the weekends. So it was just my mom, brother, and I. When we were getting home one night around 4 p.m., she had a substitute teacher at one of the schools bringing us home. Now, we lived out in the middle of nowhere, and crime wasn't something we had ever thought about, so my parents never locked the doors to the house. This made breaking in quite easy for the burglar. When we arrived home that day, the house was a mess and many of the things of value, TV, VCR, etc., had been taken. My mom also used a metal cash box as a box to store all of her coupons, and apparently they thought it had cash and had pried it open, which is weird because she didn't even lock it. The cops took freaking forever to get there, like 3 hours or so, which in hindsight is kind of bullshit because I guarantee you they had nothing else going on. Anyways, because of the event and my dad being away, my mom and I were super scared. The police even said they might return, as we were an easy target, which did not make things easier. I slept in her bed for a few days, as it made me feel safer. That event forever changed how I felt. Ever since, I make sure my doors are always locked. This is true for both my car and my house. It made me much less trusting in general. That feeling has never gone away. You feel violated in a really icky way. Screw meth. My dad dated a sketchy woman. Her family was highly involved in the Mexican cartels. Don't ask for specifics because I don't have them. Anyways, before he went to prison, which is related to her, she passed away in his arms after a suspicious auto crash. He lost his sanity. It was my dad, my cousin, my 17-year-old self living in our apartment. After she passed, her sister started spending a lot of time around the apartment. Nothing good to be said about that. She went a bit loopy, stole some of her belongings, including my most prized earthly possession at the time, a PlayStation Portable, then disappeared. Dad goes to prison, leaving just my slightly older cousin and me living in the apartment. My cousin and I lost our jobs at the same subcontracting company. He then thought it best to get into what landed my father in corrections. Nothing good to be said about that. His girlfriend picks him up to take a day business trip roughly 120 miles away. I'm 18. I'm alone. The electric is shut off, and I don't even have my PSP to pass the time. I smoke a blunt. I wake up. I take a nap. I awake around 9 p.m. My cousin should be back already. My cousin hasn't called. My cousin's also kind of a dick. So instead I smoke some more. Knock. Knock. Thank God. He's been gone quite a long time. Knock. Knock. Great. He's in a mood, and I'm too high to be messed with. Bang, 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 bang. I look at the peephole. No electric means no porch light. The large figure looks like him. The smaller, feminine build is his girlfriend. Ugh. She's so nasty. I then unbolt the door. Why is the door now swinging into my nose? It hurt. A lot. That's not my cousin. That's the barrel of a Beretta M9. That's the sister of my dad's dead girlfriend. Suddenly, I'm sober. Who are these two Mexican people with her? And why are they armed? What the crap has my cousin gotten into? Mind racing, vomit gurgling, vomit coming up. What a comical sight that would be. Exorcism vomit drenching all three of them. Only it's not vomit. Words, instead, are about to be expelled with a sloppy, numb tongue. And a mind that doesn't quite know what these words will be. Where the heck is my PSP, you crazy bitch? They're going to kill me. They'll shoot me dead, and it'll just be another couple chirps of the cricket that is illegal activity in this hellhole of a city that would rightly call a ghetto. Instead, she ignores this. She wants to know where her baby stroller is. One of the gorillas wants to take my cat with them. My mouth continues to try to get me killed. They'll find no stroller. This bitch is crazy. Does she even have any kids? Fades to black. I woke up to the apartment demolished. My ass has been kicked along with the rest of my body, and our car was gone. Hey everyone, I'm glad you made it to the end of the video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the notification bell icon. Also share this video with your friends. I also do apologize that I did not get to release this video faster because we had some other stuff that was going on, and it's just been really not fun, because, you know, we have had some illness in our family, and we was trying to get all that situation with my mom, so I hope everybody enjoys it. See y'all next time.